Cheers everyone, Cloudfather here. We're starting to build some new little things for controlling temperature and humidity. That big thing is a solid state relay. This is what's called a TTGO or LillyGo ESP32. It's exactly the same processor component as is used in the Atomstack X70. So it's code compatible. I'm using the Arduino libraries for it. The other device, this is the actual temperature sensor. Those are about $6. This little integrated system with display in ESP32 is like $8. The sensor was $6. These I get at a surplus store for 25 cents. It'll switch up to 480 volts at 25 amps. And it does it very cleanly. It doesn't leave a lot of spikes. So what I do with this is, for this one, for the X70 enclosure, if it senses temperature or humidity out of spec, it will shut the entire system down except for the fans. And that also is kind of an extra little thing for if you have an emergency situation. I will eventually add a temperature humidity sensor, because I could easily run 20 off this one device and actually put it right on the X70 laser head, because I want to know what the outlet temperature is at the bottom of the laser heatsink. That'll tell me a lot about how it's doing. I don't know how well the video will show the code, but it's really pretty simple stuff. You can see where it's printing stuff, goes and grabs the temperature, and other than that, there just isn't a hell of a lot to it. It's about 3K bytes, so it's pretty tiny. But the beautiful thing about it is this same source code works for the enclosure, but it also works with CoreBOXX. The CoreBOXX is being set up. It's going to use the same thing, but the intent is to have it so that we can basically turn a Peltier device on and off. What it does on the cold side is it takes the warm air from the enclosure, runs it over a cold plate. It basically dehumidifies the water, so all the water drops off the heatsink that's cold into a little tray that goes into a container. Then it gets cycled back through the other side, and it actually heats the air up, and we're going to set that temperature at 45 to 47 degrees centigrade. The purpose of that is twofold. It keeps it dry, but the most important part is, especially if you have an MMU, the problem is the room temperature. Most of the filaments that I've tried are very brittle, and they tend to bind up and get stuck. But if you increase the temperature to 45 degrees, which is close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, that makes it really pliant. So it goes down the PTFE tubes nicely, and it doesn't jam and when it's going through and changing filament colors. So you get kind of two things for that. You dry all the filament out because it's constantly removing humidity, and then you're keeping the temperature constant at 45 degrees centigrade. So those two projects are going to be ongoing. The basic programming is done. The only thing that'll be different between the two different versions is there'll be two relays on, well, actually there'll be, might even be as many as 3 relays on the CoreBOXX one, because I want to be able to turn the lighting off and on, and I want to also be able to, and this is lighting in the CoreBOXX, not in the CoreOne that sits below. And of course, being able to temperature cycle and be able to turn its temperature, its fans for that that run the warm air into the cold plate and then back out into the enclosure. those fans will be variable speeds, so they'll be pulse width modulated, as well as have a relay to shut them off. On the Atomstack, we'll probably just add 3 DHT11s. You know, I like them because they're cheap. They're a bit bus, so they're extremely easy to interface. It's like 6 lines of code. The other thing is they have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in them. All they have to do is set up the Bluetooth libraries and the wireless libraries for that, and just simply code in my network SSID and password, and they will automatically connect. And then I have a little web server on them that if I log in to that address, it'll show temperature, humidity, dew point, those kinds of things, and heat index even, for both devices on the same website. So those will be fun to put in while we're waiting for our parts. Cloudfather out.